Hello everyone, my name is Mike and this is the Bored Cyborg. In pajama pants. Super Mario Brothers ones. Today I'm doing something totally out of the norm. Something that I thought would be pretty fun. Now, I have this giant box of stuff. Movies, games, DVDs, Blu-rays, probably no Blu-rays, DVDs, games, stuff. And I figured I'd sit on the floor in my pajama pants with my Akira NES t-shirt here and kind of go through it with you guys. Now, the reason why I thought this would be pretty cool is because a lot of the stuff in this box has been in my closet for probably a couple years. So it's stuff I've picked up that couldn't fit in the shelves and couldn't fit in the video game shelves, all that kind of stuff. And I know you guys don't know the extent of my video game collection at this point, but you will soon. And I figured it would be fun to just kind of dig through it with you guys, and sort of like you're sitting on the ground here with me, and just going through some movies. I don't know. I find it fun, so I figured I'd share the experience with you guys and refresh my memory on some of the shit that I've bought over the last couple of years. So let's dig into this giant-ass box next to me. I don't really know what's in this. Like I said, I have a vague idea, and some things I'll pull out and be like, oh yeah, let's dig in and see. I don't know what I'm going to call this video, maybe digging in the crates or something like that. But yeah, let's jump in. So, what do we got? Jeopardy! Jeopardy on the Wii. Like I said, random stuff. I probably picked this up for $1 somewhere. I love the Wii sort of game show games, and yeah, like Press Your Luck and Wheel of Fortune, all those. They're just fun to play, especially with the family around holiday time. Still play them. So yeah, Jeopardy on the Wii. And I'm not going to spend too much time on these individual, movies and games here because this will be 17 hours long. Eye for an Eye. Chuck Norris. This one I have I seen this? No, I don't think I've seen this one. So Eye for an Eye with motherfucking Chuck and Christopher Lee, Richard Roundtree, directed by Steve Carver from '81. So pretty cool. Eye for an Eye. Haven't seen that one yet. Taxi. Taxi. This is a PAL version of Taxi, the original one written by Luc Besson. It was remade with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah. I swear I didn't make that up. I've heard this is a lot of fun. A good action comedy from France. And yeah, it's written by somebody I'm very fond of as a filmmaker and screenwriter, Luc Besson. So, Taxi. Taxi! Youth Without Youth. Francis Ford Coppola. Seems like a period piece. Yeah, 1938. Straight up drama, it seems like. Tim Roth. Huh. Well, I picked it up because of the name, Francis Ford Coppola. So, yeah. I don't know shit about that. What is this? Why the hell did I pick... Oh, okay. I picked it up for the Stooges. Okay, so Three Stooges. Sorry. Gold Raiders and Meet the Baron. Three Stooges double feature here. So, pretty cool. Oh my god, yeah. I remember finding this. Mutant League Football. This is actually from years and years ago. I mean, I've had this for a long time. Probably a decade. So, just... Yeah, some of the things in this box I've probably may have had for more than 2 years. This is one of them. So Mutant League Football. Yeah, it's complete, beautiful condition. This is a fun football game. I don't play many football games, but this is arcadey and just has a lot of creativity and a bunch of different creature designs and teams. It's fun. Stalker. Shadow of Chernobyl. This is a first-person shooter that takes place in Chernobyl. I've wanted to play it for some time, but yeah, PC game. Stalker. Yeah, this I've had since it came out, so this just happened to find its way in here. Seaman. Whoa, I'm throwing it all around. I've had this box since it came out in probably circa 2000. And it's got the mic in there, actually. The game is in my closet in my where my Dreamcast games are. But, yeah. Box for Seaman. Crazy weird game. This has f***ing tape on it. Samurai Showdown. One I grew up playing, of course. Never played it as much as Street Fighter, but I remember finding this at Goodwill years ago. So, Samurai Showdown. I don't think this has the manual. Right. So, no manual, but the cart's in good enough shape. Box is in good shape. Pretty cool. Yeah, we got a lot of games in here, so hopefully you guys are okay with that. I'll get to the movies. There's plenty of movies. Definitely more movies in here than games. A couple Sega CD games. This one, actually both of these I've had since the 90s. Again, I just move things around a lot sometimes, and reorganized and get my logistics right for all of my collection. So yeah, Stellar Fire and Crime Patrol. This is a FMV game that I remember playing as a kid. Not very good. I was more of a fan of Lethal Enforcers myself, and this is a pretty shoddy space shooter, first-person FMV-based. Yeah, there were a lot of those on the Sega CD. What the hell's this? Hot Shots Tennis, just the disc. Weird. A lot of the times I'll pick up something from Goodwill and there'll be like a second disc in it, you know, because people just put all their shit in one box sometimes. And yeah, I think this was one of those cases. So Hot Shots Tennis. I like the Hot Shots golf games, so I'm assuming that'll be pretty fun. More PC games. This one I've had for a long time. I remember buying this years ago in a big PC lot when I was getting back into PC gaming. Starship Titanic, Douglas Adams. This is a full motion video at points, but this is a adventure game based off of his novel. So, and he had a lot to do with the game. Haven't played it yet though. Here's a movie. Always Watching, a Marble Hornet story. I picked this up because I am a fan of the old Marble Hornets Slender Man stuff. I thought it was really cool usage of found footage on YouTube. It was, you know, kind of ahead of its time and groundbreaking in a lot of ways to do some sort of like a weekly thing that's found footage that a lot of people thought was real, and it was a really cool idea. So this is their film. I don't know how much the creators... Oh yeah, the creators don't seem to have much to do with this, which is a shame. Yeah, James Moran directed, and it just says based on or created by the guys from the YouTube channel. So, but pretty cool horror flick. I don't know if it's found footage though. Either way, Always Watching. That's pretty cool to have. Death Before Dishonor. This one I picked up, I believe it because it's canon. Is it canon? No, it's not canon, but it's an Anchor Bay release. Brian Keith, Fred Dyer, a whole bunch of people I don't even know. Terry Leonard directed. Death by Dishonor. Hey, it's from '86. It's an Anchor Bay release, and it seems like a cheesy, low-budget action movie. So, you guys know me. I'm in. Olivier Gruner. In TNT, I've not seen this one. It's got stickers plastered all over it. Sometimes things find their way into boxes when I don't have replacement cases, and there's just stickers everywhere. Pretty cool. I picked it up strictly because it's Olivier Gruner, and I like some of his films. The Base, Mark Dacascos. This is one directed by Mark Lester from Commando that I actually haven't seen, and I'm a fan of Dacascos, a big fan of Commando, as it boldly states on the front here. I'm not expecting it to be up to that standard, but hey, Dacascos in an action vehicle here, I'm all in. Mark Lester directed. Yeah, The Base. Got the liner and everything. Cool. The Lost Empire. This looks like shit. Released by Hallmark. Bei Ling, Russell Wong, Thomas Gibson. I don't know, man. Peter McDonald directed. Weird. Yeah, Artisan release. Hallmark. I probably picked this up because usually those Hallmark and FHE releases and Artisan are out of print and hard to find, so I don't think this one is, but I don't know. Maybe it's decent. It's a mini-series from '01, so weird. So, ooh, this one's loose. Didn't suffer any damage. Sword of Honor. Stephen Vincent Lee. One cop challenges a deadly legend. I mean, it looks like a low-budget action film from the early 2000s. Robert Tiffy. I pick up weird shit, guys. I picked it up because it's an action movie from the early 2000s, starring a guy that I've never heard of who looks... I don't know. Well, just look. He looks alright. Paradise Now, the year's most insightful and unvarnished look at the motivations of terrorism. This is some deeper shit here. Yeah, I remember looking this one up, and it follows like a potential suicide bomber. I think it leads up to the moment where he is to do his bidding, so that's some heavy shit, man, and I picked it up on that whim. So, Paradise Now, ironic title. Frankenstein, the true story. I'm glad I found this so I can add it to the Frankenstein collection in my horror DVDs. I'm on a quest to collect, well, not only every horror film, but every fucking Frankenstein movie in existence. So, Frankenstein, the true story. James Mason. Let's see, David McCallum, Jane Seymour. This was a TV film, I believe. It's got a big fucking sticker on it. Oh yeah, I think I got this from Second and Charles in Fayetteville. So pretty cool. Frankenstein, the true story. I'm going to put that to the side. Keep that one out. Gladiator. Yeah, this is a film that I've heard is pretty damn good. Cuba Gooding Jr. It's a fight film. I believe boxing. And Rowdy Harrington, who did Striking Distance with Bruce Willis in the 90s. So this is another 90s film by him from 92. It's supposed to be really good. So early Cuba Gooding Jr. here. Recoil. Now we're Gary Daniels, man. This is a badass fucking movie. PM Entertainment, I believe. Yeah. PM Entertainment, Richard Pepin. Directed by Art Camacho, who's mostly known for like B-movie choreography. This one he got a chance to direct. It is produced by P&M, Pepin and Murray. I love P&M Entertainment movies. They're the 90s version of canon. They kind of picked up the torch and ran with it through the 90s and made some really fun action films, including Recoil. This is a really good Gary Daniels film. One of the best of his. Sea of Love. Pretty straightforward why I picked this up. Yeah, Pacino. That's all you need to say. I don't know anything about the movie. Joe versus the Volcano. Picked this up on a recommendation from a friend of mine. He's a big fan of this film. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, John Patrick Shanley. Don't know anything about it, but yeah, Joe versus the Volcano. Oh yeah, now we're getting into some canon fantasy films. In the 80s, they released a bunch of old fairy tale, live-action fairy tales. So Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Rumpelstiltskin, I believe, Hansel and Gretel. There was like a slew of them, man. There was like 7 or 8 of them that Canon was producing while they were putting out all those crazy balls-to-the-wall action movies. So, yeah, pretty cool. I think I own most of them. In fact, yeah, there's some behind me somewhere in the shelf here, but pretty cool to find this. So, to re-find this. Pure Luck, King Ralph, Ghost Dad, For Richer, For Poorer. Every time I see Bill Cosby now, I laugh. It's just it's a natural reaction. I just start giggling. But I have seen King Ralph and For Richer, For Poorer back in the day. I saw For Richer or Poorer with the family in the 90s, so it's been a long time. But I think I really picked this up for King Ralph, because King Ralph is a fun movie where, like, John Goodman's character, he's like a schlub, and he dies in the beginning. Or no, he doesn't die in the beginning. His entire family dies in the beginning, and he becomes the sole heir to, like, a castle in England, and he becomes King Ralph. Anyway, Excitebots Trick Racing. This is in the same series as Excitebike, and also Excitebots. There's Excite Truck, Excitebike 64. There's a bunch of them, so yeah. Really cool game. I have played that. Prince of Persia on the PS3. This was the reboot of Prince of Persia. So there's one from like 0102, Sands of Time, which is great. This was the cel-shaded sort of reboot that they were trying to go for. Haven't played this yet. From what I understand, it is an open-world Prince of Persia game, so that's awesome. I'm always interested in open worlds. Very cool to see that. This is destroyed pretty badly, hence probably why it's not in the shelf here. So it needs a replacement white case, which are harder to come by. The second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo. I still can't track down Jason Scott Lee's Jungle Book. The first Disney live-action adaptation was Jungle Book with Jason Scott Lee in the early 90s. So not a lot of people know that. They've been doing this since the 90s. They tried with 101 Dalmatians, Jungle Book, George of the Jungle, but that wasn't, it's based off a cartoon. But yeah, so they were trying this live-action thing even back in the 90s. So, but yeah, this is the sequel to Jason Scott Lee's Jungle Book. Jungle Book I'm very fond of. Very fond memories of watching that as a kid. Devil May Cry. It's funny, I remember my eBay, my hardcore eBaying days. I found somebody had listed this for $1.99 free shipping by accident, obviously, and I snagged it. And, got this for $2. HD collection of Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry trilogy, actually. The first one is one of my favorite games of all time. Third one's awesome. Second one goes for a more arcadey kind of feel and kind of loses its atmosphere and its allure. And but still a cool trilogy all in all. This one, Quentin Tarantino's Rolling Thunder Pictures presents The Mighty Peking Man, which is awesome. Sort of the Chinese version of King Kong, sort of. And Detroit 9000, Switchblade Sisters, two films I actually haven't seen. Switchblade's directed by Jack Hill, who did one of my favorite films of all time, Spider Baby. At least one of my favorite horror films of all time. So yeah, just exploitation stuff that's curated, I suppose, by Tarantino.